This is episode 222 of How About That Cigar, recorded live at the Corona Cigar Studio. We have Brett J. on the show for another edition of our Hidden Gem series to talk about tobaccology and some other industry topics. Please take a minute to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Now on with the show.
Corona Cigar Company is your one-stop shop for all your cigar needs. Whether that's a brand new humidor, a box of those new cigars you've been waiting for, a top-of-the-line cutter or lighter, a place to enjoy the finest cigars and spirits with friends, or the only cigars grown right here in the Sunshine State, we've got you covered. Come visit one of our retail locations for the ultimate cigar experience. Visit us online at coronacigar.com.
How about that cigar?
Well, how about that cigar?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Corona Cigar Studios for episode 222 of How About That Cigar Live. Thank you so much for watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube. And for those of you listening after the fact on the audio podcast, guys, thank you so much for making How About That Cigar a part of your regular audio podcast rotation. And what a beautiful night we have here in Minnesota. It's actually
wonderful outside.
I mean, we may even open the big door.
Ooh.
I don't know. I did now. It's a little too chilly.
I got my jacket over here, but yeah, we can do it.
So yeah, guys, take just a minute and share us out with your favorite Facebook cigar groups. Let everybody know that we are live. Join us in the comments too. As always, let us know what you're smoking. Let us know what you're drinking. And it's going to be a cool night. I'm excited for this.
So am I.
It's going to be good.
I got a wonderful friend coming on.
Yeah.
It's kind of good looking like myself. But
yeah, right on.
First of all, before we start talking sports,
yeah,
how about we bring in our fabulous producer?
Absolutely.
Justy Smokes.
Absolutely.
I put an S on that because you're so super.
Super. All right. What's going on, guys?
What's up, bro?
You know, it's life is good.
Yeah.
Life is just good.
Life's busy, but it's good. It's good to be busy.
Yes.
I'd rather be busy than not be.
Life is good if you're a Viking fan.
You had to you just went right to it, didn't you?
That's the only thing I'm negative on is when it comes to the Green Bay Packers losing and Minnesota Vikings winning. Yeah, but my Jets lost too.
What about? Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, if you're gonna be that way about it, how about your Jets? How'd they do?
How about them Jets?
It was like a baseball score, 6-9 or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was
terrible. It's killing me.
Yeah, the Packers. The thing about the Packers game was it was a good game. It was competitive, but the defense. Oh my God, the Green Bay defense is just. The offense is starting to put some things together. Mm-hmm. Finally, Jordan Love is starting to actually put the ball where it's supposed to be, and he seems like he's getting his head around him a little bit. But the defense is just, I mean, they give up more third downs than anybody else in the NFL.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So they got a lot of work to do. But
and Minnesota has the Rocket Man now. So
well, the Vikings game, that was like 2 in a row for the Vikings having super entertaining games to watch. And, you know, they came out with the victory. The Jets looked terrible. I mean, I'm sorry, but they just really look bad.
Honestly, I think Michigan could beat them right now. I think Michigan could beat them.
Even without the coach, with the coach being suspended.
I want to thank everybody from Cigar 2.0 that's showing up tonight.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate
you guys jumping in here.
Absolutely.
Should we get the bald-headed bearded wonder on?
You know, I think we really have to. Definitely.
I think so.
So guys, we're going to bring on our special guest of the evening. And as always, special guests on How About That Cigar Live brought to us by our friends at Drew Estate. And this is a big one, guys. Drew Estate originally introduced Chateau Real in 2007. Not long after the launch, the cigar brand mysteriously disappeared and became that only of folklore, legend, and controversy. Now, Chateau Real makes a triumphant return exclusively at Drew Diplomat Digital Retailers, a luxurious blend crafted to highlight the cigar's Connecticut shade-forward flavor. Its balanced, well-aged Nicaraguan binder and filler tobaccos are wrapped in a beautiful Connecticut shade wrapper leaf. This cigar will be available in Robusto, Toro, and Churchill only at Drew Diplomat online premium cigar retailers, presented in 20-count boxes. For more information, please visit drewestate.com. HBTC.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please, without further ado,
Put your hands
put
together.
your hands together. Welcome from Tobaccology, Brett J. Welcome to How About That Cigar Live.
Did you hear how he said that?
What's
Go
up,
ahead.
boys? Yeah.
Light him up about that
Light
one.
me
Could
up.
you-
No, it's listen. When you create things, stuff like that happens, man.
So
Just pronunciation.
he lit me up for you don't say it that way. Say it the right way. God damn it.
So how do you say it, Ro?
I still can't say it.
Make that stuff up.
Tobaccology.
There we go.
So tonight we are talking about this beautiful thing called
And
the
what is it?
Halligan
Yeah.
that Mr. Brett J worked with Steve Saka on getting it for those hose toters in your life.
Hose toter.
By worked on it. In Saka we trust. Saka did everything. I just marketed, baby. I'm just a marketer.
So, Brett, why don't you, for those that don't know you that are on the show tonight, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into cigars, and how you started your business.
Yeah, and what was your first cigar experience like? Because I'm curious about that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't even know if I have one of those
Okay.
origin stories as far as your first cigar. I'll tell you this. There was a moment in life we were in Iraq, we're at a base, and we were just sitting in the corner smoking cigars, and was looking at the stars with night vision goggles. Someone cracked a joke, and I forgot where I was. And for me, that would be kind of the origin story of when I realized, like, man, that was it was a moment of high stress and high anxiety that was taking you to a different place, so to speak, do the relaxation. And that's kind of when I fell in love with what it means. Obviously, I didn't act on it for several years. I became a recruiter, things like that. But when I was ready, it was a good soiree into opening a shop.
Yeah, well, thank you for your service, Brett.
Yeah, thank
Definitely.
you. So, I already started lighting this one up, but my friend Matt here is going to do the toast cam for our wonderful sponsor, Steve Saka and the Sasquatch.
Ooh.
And I'm going to move this Halligan off this table because it's really heavy. Oh,
There's so much stuff going on tonight on the table. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the Saka Squatch, and we got the Halligan, and all kinds of stuff going on tonight.
mystery
A big old party going on.
mystery bourbon. We have a couple people, couple guests here tonight. Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, we got John, we got Dax live here in the studio with us. Gentlemen, thanks for being in the studio.
All right.
So let's get this cigar fired up on the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Toast Cam. When lighting your cigar, it's important to be patient, pay close attention to detail, and focus on the tobacco. In the same way, Steve Saka brings those same qualities to the ultra-premium cigars of Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Patience, close attention, and focus on the tobacco are the qualities that Saka and Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust have become known for. From Sober Mesa to Umbagog, Dunbarton has a blend that will fit your palate, your mood, and any occasion. Visit DunbartonCigars.com to learn more. And see, you couldn't even see my lips move when I read it.
You know,
Yeah.
it's gotten better as we age.
So, Brett, tell us, you have now what, 5, 7 cigars for Tobaccology?
Oh, yeah, we got a few house cigars.
House cigars, thank you.
Yeah, well, some are different, right? So in my travels, I've really come up and kind of narrowed it down to there's 3 types of house cigars, right? There's a margin cigar, which is usually unbanded, and it's usually 3 or 5 for the price of 3. There's what I call relationships house cigars, and then I think there's palette house cigars. I think a lot of people want to be the last one, but I think there's maybe a few that might fall into that category, right? Dion from Illusion, Pete when he worked for a shop which developed into something more, Paul Grammarian, right? There's several people that do this exceptionally well. They're in that palette stage. The rest are it's either a margin unbanded cigar or like how we started was relationship house cigar. And that's where folks help you. And they want you to succeed, and they obviously want to get their name out there too, and they help you put something together. So we have several where relationship house cigars where people have helped us get our name and have some fun doing it with some fun quippy marketing.
and tell us those friends and tell us those
I mean, Tobaccology by Oscar, yeah, right. And then you have the folks over at La Polina, which have helped with some AJ Fernandez stuff. You have that's Tobaccology by Oscar. That's the initial. That's the baby. That one sold quite a
wonderful.
few.
I love that
It's
cigar.
a wonderful cigar. And there's the newest one for Tobaccology by Claudio Sorogi, who anybody knows used to be with Mombacho or Tierra Volcan. One time president of Nicaraguan Cigar Association. It's just good people.
Tell us about the Halligan, how this came about, how the story came about, how you talked Steve into it.
Yeah, I talked Steve into it. Ronnie talked Steve into it. I've always been a fan of what Steve's put out. I've enjoyed a lot of things. Some are not my preference of what to smoke, right? I'm not a Todos Los Dias guy. Some people love it. It's just not for me. Not saying that I'm only a Brulee guy, but I love the nuances that he's able to bring out. And I think he really genuinely gives it the best that he has as far as blending goes. For me, it was just support of the company, and it was really seeing who those companies support. Because when you support a company by selling their cigars, and you can move cigars because you have several locations, it really becomes a part of who's in their community. So I started looking at who's in the Dunbarton community from the other stores they do exclusive with, right? Small Batch, Ronnie at Secreto, and Boys Up at Rockies, and you just kind of buy in, right? That's what we ask for people to do with the shop is I want you to be a part of the community. So when I'm going to support a brand, I want to do the same. And you look at who that has he done those for, and you support them. And for me, it was buying the U-boat and doing a video where I'm playing Battleship and, smoking the U-boat. It's just being funny. It's adding your little touch to help them succeed. And that stuff gets noticed. And it got noticed, and it got brought to me, and I was pumped to move forward, obviously, because it's essentially a genuine gift that you can use to market yourself and the company, as well as the brand that you already support and are part of the community. How'd you
come up with wanting to be the Halligan, and tell me some of the story about that?
All right, so when you say how did you come up with it, we have to go back to how things work at Tobaccology. There's something that we call the flow chart. And the flow chart is essentially if an idea is proposed by Tobaccology or one of its employees and it's a good idea, it was my idea. If the idea proposed was bad, or maybe we don't act on it, maybe we do, and the result is bad, it was definitely one of the employees. So the halogen was definitely my idea, and it was a great. That's Plumber there on the side. He was, but there's a lot of guys that are in this industry that either were formerly part of firehouses or currently support things like that. And for us, it was a good fit. It was a good fit because there's been a few cigars in the past. I know Asylum did one where they donated some money to some fire halls, but there really wasn't anything that explained what we felt was one of the most important tools of firefighting. So we thought, let's do this. And we had to pitch the idea because, as Steve said himself on this show, a lot of marketing for these comes directly from him. So we had to pitch it, and we think we did so in a reasonable manner. And I'm glad that he acquiesced to making it happen. And it's a really, really cool thing, and it pays tribute to the boys in red and the women in red. You know what I say? That I'm not being, the folks in red.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. And I'm appreciating the cigars. Tasting pretty good right now.
Yeah, right off the rip.
Yeah. I got to sidetrack real quick. One little thing. So Matt has the mystery bourbon, and it's actually a sour mash.
Yeah.
And Dak has it too. So what are you thinking, brother?
Well, I said before we went live that fortunately it tastes better than it smells. It smells like, I believe what I said was it smells like a dead hooker's asshole. But it actually tastes quite nice. It's got a lot of sweetness to it, a lot of depth. The texture is decent. It's not super thick and syrupy like I kind of tend to like, but it's got good texture to it. The color's great. Just that aroma is no bueno. But sour, is it Michter's?
No.
Okay.
Dak, you can post your comment on there, what you think it is. All right, getting back to you. And you are a connoisseur of bourbons also, but you are drinking water tonight?
Yeah. I stopped
Yeah.
at Wendy's on the way here. Didn't get a soda, so I just had to give me a bottle of water. So as I housed a 10-piece and a couple junior bacons, just drinking the water, what's left, you know.
Oh,
I hear you there.
I'm a mayo guy. Are you guys mayo guys?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Some people are not mayo guys. Man.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a ketchup guy. I don't like ketchup at all. To me, ketchup is only good as an ingredient to make barbecue sauce. That's pretty much the only thing I use.
I'm a Pittsburgh guy. That's Heinz.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I like mustard. I had White Castle today. Me and one of the Chiefs. I stopped by and to grab that Halligan.
Oh man,
we had White Castle for lunch,
and we're in close quarters. Thanks.
I'm going to light you up soon. I can feel it rumbling and tumbling right now.
Thanks so much for the warning, dude. Not cool.
It's going to be one of those nights.
So, Brett, let's talk about community and what you've built at Tobaccology. I met you about 3-4 years ago at one of your boils, or the boil. Tell us about how you build community and shoot, let's go.
You know, I mean, I wish I could take credit and obviously flowchart. It's all a good thing, so it ends up at me. I truly believe that if you provide an environment where folks feel safe, I know that sounds weird. I'm not trying to be cliche here, but where they feel welcome and they have a chance to belong, and you give, right? It's all too many people run a business and it's about taking, and it's for me, this business has been, what can I do to give and provide a place? And I've been blessed enough to have success at that. I've also been blessed enough to have some really cool people that can help me do that, right? Like, I don't do this on my own. If I didn't have a cook that was willing to work for Cigars in the beginning, and even now, it wouldn't happen, right? So you got Randy that cooks for us, and one day, we were doing barbecues like everybody else does, and we thought to ourselves, what can we do different? And I mean, I'm a Yankee and he's up here, so not like we're down there in Cajun. We just said, let's do a crawfish boil, and we just started looking into it, and we started making food, and we've done the low country before, but never a crawfish. So we gave it a shot. We started with 25, 75 pounds of crawfish, and the past four years have been 500 pounds, man. And we've been blessed to have folks come out and join in. And as far as the community goes, it just got to have fun, right? Like, we do a big Lebowski event. I just want to see how many grown people I could get outside of how many grown people I could get outside of Halloween to dress up and come drink White Russians with me, right? So we don't do it every year, but every few years. And we used to go to a bowling alley afterwards and reserve lanes, and now we do Wii bowling in the shop. So for me, it's about, when I say it's about giving, and it's just creating an environment where people want to be a part of, and people want to truly, and there's different groups that have come and formed and been a part of it and left and are a part of it. And then there's the whole crowd like yourself that are just, Mike November, Minnesota Nights, that just you meet and you're immediately like, these are my people, and they're going to come and they're going to come experience it. And we want that. We want what this is really about to be who we are. And it's fun like that. So really, it's just been providing a place where people can come do that and trying to make a little bit of money doing it.
A big Lebowski event. I would be so there.
He's got me excited just with his energy about it. I'm like, I want to go.
Go. Listen, you got to go look at the pictures, man. On our team.
I have.
Back. It's no joke, man. We have a lot of fun.
I am unreasonably obsessed with that movie. So I would be like,
listen. We had a guy come as the landlord in the theater. He came in a nude leotard with ivy wrapped around him, and then performed the whole play. So you might think you're into it, but there's people who are into it. And I love that type of cult love. because that's what we all strive for. And when you form in a community, is that type of cult love, and it is a fun thing, man. It is a fun thing.
God, I love it.
You have some of that cult love coming for tobacco. I mean, you got some of that. There's a lot of us that love you, that we order from you. You're the only person I order out of my brick and mortars around here. Love that guy. By the way, Dak, you're not able to play with us anymore. He guessed it already. Dak, guess what it was?
It's Old Elk.
Here we go.
Old Elk. You're not playing anymore with us.
Maybe we need Matt and Dax to switch spots for this or something. That was pretty good there, Dax.
God. Nice. It's actually the Minnesota one. Let me pull this up real quick.
Oh, it's a bottle pick from somewhere here.
Yeah, it's a bottle pick from
Minnesota
Whiskey Society, I think it is.
Yeah, 7-year sour mash reserve, 118.2. That it doesn't drink that hot. I mean, it's definitely got high proof to it, but it doesn't drink that hot.
I want to hear about this book club that Martin just brought up here, Brett.
Yeah, man. So what's funny is I don't know if you know Martin. Martin that commented that is a very accomplished sci-fi author.
Okay.
And
nice.
I think he just published his 17th book. And when I tell you that Tobaccology has been blessed with this weird cosm of people, it's just an amazing thing. And Skip, that's dirty. And it's just a really cool thing where somebody was like, hey, I want to do a book club. And I said, listen, that's fine. One of my employees, I said, but I'm going to need you to take the lead. And it's just become a thing. It's evolved over time. We meet every 2 months or so. We give it time for those of us like myself who are only Audible and others who read. It's a good time. We just discuss all types of books. It was a good time.
Nice. What's Skip Martin talking about with the Bubba thing?
I don't know. Skip almost killed me. At one time. No lie. And I'm gonna let Bubba tell that story. I'm not gonna tell that story. But Skip almost killed me. No, I love Skip, and he's Bubba used to manage for me one of the shops, and he's good people. He's a great brother of the Leaf, good friend of mine, and we spent many a times with Skip at his house. Just a small walk from Los Arcos, driven all around Nicaragua. So Nicaswany is a beautiful, beautiful place, boys. Nicaswany is a beautiful place.
Yeah, and then David brings up these trust bombs. I've heard about that. You just give Brett J some money, and he sends you a package. You never. I've actually had a package from Brett when we went down to Ohio for that.
Ohio.
I called him or sent a message in the middle of the night. He's like, I'm on my way out the door. What do you want? I'm like, just give me whatever rolls get. And he's like, all right, I got you. So shows up.
Let me tell you how Brett and I.
It's all the stuff that isn't selling in the store. I just throw it in there.
right.
Well, you get all the leftovers.
Discount bin, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So let me tell you how me and Brett actually hooked up. We're on I think it was Cigar Lifetime 2.0 or something. And I seen a tin from Drew Estate. And I'm like, hey, you got any of those left? He goes, yeah, I got one a little dinged up. I'll send it to you. I'm like, nah. Well, how much? He's like, don't worry about it. I got you. And then he said, if I can ever help you out later down the line, just tell me what you're smoking and I'll send you a package. Well, I didn't fucking really smoke anything. I was just getting into it, trying to figure out what I liked, what wrapper, what Vitola. He sent me a bunch of different stuff. And then we started narrowing down what I like smoking. And he's one of the reasons why I have 6 fucking coolers at home full of cigars. And my wife thanks you.
And he says,
I'm a dealer, baby. I'm a dealer.
And he said in Saka we trust, but I think everybody else that's in Brett J we trust, right?
That's right, baby.
And that's something I don't take for granted or take lightly, because there's humility in this business is lacking in a lot of places. And that, while I love that to be true, I'm still learning too. But that being said, I enjoy what I do, and I try to find a good group of good people who make cigars. And I love to support the people who are genuine. And those are the brands which I try to, like I mentioned earlier, bring into this community, my community, as well as getting involved in theirs.
Brody just put something up. send Brett money, you win a prize.
Win Brett prizes.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah, it allows me to put all the stuff that didn't sell. I told you, it's great, man. It's great.
It's awesome. Now you're gonna get messaged like 10, 12 times now, 15, 20. Hey, buddy, would you put one together for me?
But it's fun to do that, and I've done that with shops before too. But also, my wife and I do this thing where we'll go to a bar that's known for having really good mixologists, people that really know how to put together a good quality cocktail, and we'll just say, can you just go off menu and make me something? And a really good bartender will say, just give me like 2 or 3 things that you like a lot, and I'll build you a cocktail around that. And you could do the same thing with a tobacconist like yourself, Brett, where you can just, if somebody who actually gives a shit like you do and cares about the products and cares about the community can do that. Just put together something that, you get 1 or 2 pointers from your customer and then you do the rest. And I think that's cool. I think it's fun sometimes just to roll the dice, because more times than not, you're going to be happy with the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Well, and it allows a little bit of more customization. There, it's essentially all it is a glorified Cigar of the Month Club type thing. For those that send money regularly, it's just on a bigger level, right? It really is with a little bit of guidance because we've tried that and everybody does it. And I do it with another company I'm involved with. It's just a lot of not monotony, but it's really an informal way of being a tobacconist. Not that I'm against it. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying that the one-on-one, the concierge type thing allows, it's not scalable, but for right now, it really helps to move forward as a tobacconist and grow the business.
Let's talk a little bit about that tobacconist thing. I know when I was talking to you in the beginning, you put me on a page to become a tobacconist. And most of your employees do have a certificate that they say they're tobacconists, right?
So whenever you come to work for me, you get a copy of the tobacconist handbook.
Which you had a part in writing, right?
No,
okay,
I did not. No. That was a gentleman, George, and I always mess up his last name, Armenitheros, and he runs a shop up in Jersey. Good people. I believe they worked with the Padron family to create essentially, and it's not a Bible, but gosh darn it, if you're starting out and you want a base level of knowledge, it's a darn good place to start. And what I like about it is the what you talk about, the cigar retail tobacconist, CRT, the CMT, cigar master tobacconist, or the CCT, which is cigar consumer tobacconist. It gives folks the opportunity, whether you're working or not in the business, to really get a grasp on and learn a little bit more about this hobby, whatever you call it, right? The mental yoga that we do, the hobby, however you describe it, it gives you some knowledge, and it's a real neat little baseline. So yes, all my employees get that, but not all have taken the test. You do have to work 500 hours before you can even qualify to take the test. But it's you can find the Tobacconist University handbook online on Amazon. They have it. You can buy it, soft cover, hardcover.
You can go to the site too.
Yeah,
that's where I got it off the site.
Yeah.
And they give you a bunch of information on that site too, which is awesome spot.
So hit him with another question, because I'm going to go turn the heat down. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting a little warm in here. Yeah.
Should I hit him with the question with our buddy said a couple last month about how he whooped his ass and
I think
fantasy
that's
baseball?
That's proper right there. Yes.
What is Tommy said he whooped your ass.
Listen,
he was talking big smack.
Baseball, fantasy baseball is a very, very interesting thing. When you have 181 games, I mean, it's no joke, right? It's no joke. You have to combine knowledge with knowledge of fantasy baseball. And that's where you can't just know the game. And I'm honest, all I do is donate. So him talking what he talked on this show a few weeks ago, man, he's dirty. He knew I was going to be the fish at the poker table. He knew that.
Well,
when he invited me to be a part of it, but he's good. Man, he got a great team. It's all about drafting. It's a keeper league. So listen, I'm just bad at fantasy baseball. That's all there is to it.
well,
It
you
looks
said
like you got multiple championship fantasy football teams, though.
whoa.
Not,
Not in our league, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's like 0 for 1,000 in our league.
First of all, I think I did win the Cigar Lifestyle League.
No.
Brody,
Brody, I'm calling it.
Tied.
Tied.
No, but hold on. If you split the money, you're a champion. All right. If you
But we don't
get the
play for
person
money.
who wins to give you more money.
Hold on. We don't play for money. We play for cigars from your shop. So I guess you won no matter what.
It's still money to me, buddy. That money gets paid to me.
Well, I got to say now, I'm going to pour Dax, our good friend, who, by the way, speaking of baseball, Dax is from Cigars and Baseball.
Which is an event you should come out for.
And yeah, Brett, you should really think about coming out for
So
Cigars
what is
and
it?
Baseball.
That's
This
swill.
Stag Junior Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 131.1.
I think you drank some of that a few
barrel
weeks
proof.
ago.
I did. And it's so if I thought the stuff before was a little high proof, yeah, I'm about to get lit up here.
We got Noel Edwards says, ask Brett about his toughest football leagues.
Man,
It's
that's
brutal.
Bubba. So Noel Edwards is Bubba, but he's got this keeper league, and it's horrible. So when you take over a team, you're taking over a loser. So I took over a loser, and I'm like 7 or 8 years into rebuilding this, coming in, getting the first, the second, or third rookie pick. Because everybody's already gone. You have to pick rookies and then hope that rookie turns into someone. So, for example, I take Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts hasn't even become what he could become in that first round. So, yeah, we're in a dynasty. It's a hard one.
Yeah,
man.
Keeper leagues, dynasty leagues, they're evil. I won't do them.
I'll do it as long as I start at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, from the
very
inception.
beginning, yes,
yeah, you
yes.
can't join later because
No,
then
that's
you're
sucker shit
screwed
right there.
Yeah, you're basically getting all the table scraps.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Brett, I got a question for you from just the retail standpoint, because you got multiple locations also. So when you are assessing a brand, it could be a rep that comes by one of your shops, or it could be a trade show, or it could be some other way that you learn about a brand or get some samples to try. What goes into it besides just the flavor of the cigars and the quality of the cigars? What goes into a decision that you make? Because you've obviously shelf space is at a premium. You can't carry every brand. So what are sort of those X factor things that are beyond just brand recognition or flavor and aroma that will lead you to bring a brand into one or all of your shops?
Yeah, good question. The business person would answer one that's going to move on its own, right? So the brands that move on their own that I don't have to sell every single time are easier to make that decision and bring in. In the beginning, when I started, it was just who I want to be with, who would sell cigars to me and who I wanted to. For example, when I first met the Romacraft boys, it was 2012, 2013, and it was a tweet up. So it was something, an event that someone else threw, and I called all the manufacturer cigars there that were coming, and I said, hey, I'd like to have some of your cigars here. And they're like, but we're not featured at your store. And I would say, I understand that, but I don't want you coming into my store and not having your stuff. So that ended up being how I got on board with Roma. And, Skip comes and Skip's tearing apart cigars on the counter, and we're learning as he's moving through his journey. And I was like, this is a guy I want to follow. I want to support. I want to do well. Now, it just so happens that he can blend, right? But he has control, right? And it's something that a lot of folks don't have, is they don't have that full control. And I wanted to see how that turned out. Other instances, from Foundation to Dunbarton, it's just brands you want to be a part of. I support a lot of local brands, especially in the beginning. Now, we don't always keep and they don't always turn, but I try to give folks that I enjoy spending time with or I want to support a shot. Now, that's not saying that everybody stays on my shelf, because in the end, that real estate is not just there. I'm not in a museum where people come look at cigars, right? It's a retail establishment where I want them to to come in and buy the cigars. So, you know, everything comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. But if I can help people grow as well as it turns, and I can build the customer base, and I enjoy spending time with them, and I have respect for them, then it's easy.
Yeah. And that does happen too, where you bring in a brand and, you know, you meet a young, you know, some young brand owners who you really just want to give them a shot, and you give them a shot and you give them the shelf space, and it just doesn't work out. And it sucks. But, you know, at the end of the day, after a certain number of months or whatever, however long it is, you say, look, I'm sorry guys, but it's not me, it's you. And, you know, we gotta move on, you know, but it happens.
It does.
Yeah.
Who's one of?
I want to know, sorry, but like somebody had asked Brett J about the vault, and then somebody else also brought up this vault that we really need.
We don't need to talk about the vault.
What is the
we
vault?
don't need to talk about the vault.
Okay.
So the vault is just every shop owner has it.
No.
Every shop owner has it. It's just it's your collection, right? It's your stuff that you enjoy. You know, for me, it's stuff that I enjoy, and I wholeheartedly believe this, that if you find a cigar that you enjoy smoking, you should go and buy a box or two. If you truly think that one day you're going to wake up and not be able to have that cigar, for example, the Cro-Magnon Anthropology, I didn't have enough when we realized we weren't going to, and it's just there. But there's ones where you have to set stuff aside, and I understand some call it collecting. There's a different name for it, but I like having the things that I enjoy smoking, and it occasionally allows me the opportunity to share some of those things with everybody, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Plus, you have fun, right? What we do is aging stuff, right? So I got stuff that's aging in 65%. I got stuff that's aging in 62%, and it's the same box of cigars, and I'm having fun with it, right? I'm seeing where it goes, because I don't know, and everybody has an opinion, and I want to have that opinion, so I mess around.
My opinion is Brody is off my friends list. He's not supposed to bring about that. He's not supposed to talk about the vault. That is for selected few, and I happen to be one of like the flu.
Well, Dax brings up the vault, the quote vault at Casa Fuente. So if you've been to Las Vegas, you go to Casa Fuente, you go in the humidor and you ask for a certain cigar. If you look on the shelves in the humidor at Casa Fuente, and there's a certain cigar you don't see, and you ask for it, and they say, oh, we don't have any of those. So you're like, okay, you buy some other stuff, you go out, you get your drink, you sit down, you smoke a cigar. 5 minutes later, you see somebody else walking out with the cigar you asked for.
About who you know.
It's about who you know.
Listen, Matt Booth told a good dear friend of mine to go to a shop in France and ask for a specific Davidoff, a Cuban Davidoff, and my friend got laughed out of the shop. I bet that cigar is in that shop.
Yeah,
all I gotta say,
probably
I guarantee that cigar is in that shop.
MC brings up R.I.P. Nirvana.
Oh yeah.
And have you ever had a Nirvana?
I believe I have, actually.
That is.
I have. Raul gave me one.
Brett was nice enough to put a box in the vault for me.
Cameroon is a very interesting thing.
Yes.
Cameroon is a very interesting thing.
I love that cigar, and if you have any in this vault, I'll see you in April, buddy, pal, chum. I think I'm down to like 5, and Colton still has a box unopened from 2 years ago, and the prick won't give it to me.
You got to spit in your hand before you beg, brother. You can't just.
And what about the cedar that Mike's bringing up here? I've heard the cedar.
Nothing. There's nothing. If you come to the shop, you'll know.
Okay.
You'll understand.
Well, I want to check in on the Halligan because I'm really liking this cigar a lot.
You got Secreto in the house.
And Ronnie.
Oh boy.
Ronnie, how you doing, brother? It's I like this cigar a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, just regardless of, you guys know I don't bullshit. This is a good cigar. I really like it. There's some similarities to one other Dunbarton cigar that I won't name, and I'm not saying it's the same cigar. It's not, but there's a similar aroma on the retrohale from on this cigar that I get from another Dunbarton cigar. But it's also got some other stuff going on, and I really.
This is your first, right?
It's my first Halligan, yeah.
So I think we've had this discussion. I think I know exactly the cigar you're talking about, and it's not But we had the same discussion about one of his core line.
Well, do we want to bring
that we had that thought?
You want to bring up the stats here? I mean, I don't know if we can read that if that's too small for everybody.
Well, no, that's
talking about the actual Halligan.
Okay.
That's about. Oh yeah, Raul. We haven't really showcased.
Let's talk about this right here.
So if you guys are like, what the hell is a Halligan? What? So Raul is a 26-year firefighter. 25, and this is actually a Halligan. And tell us about this tool and what you firefighters use this tool for.
Well, if you're a senior firefighter, this is your only tool you need. You could use this. Over here. Let's bring this over here.
There we go.
Pick right here. When you're on a roof, you stick it in the roof, and you can use it for leverage, so you can chop or use a chainsaw off the roof. This right here, you use for prying walls, getting it in open. Then you stick it down, and you can just pull the wall and last plaster down. This is
here. Get it over there.
Get over here.
That way.
You're on
camera
I'm
3.
still learning these camera things. I actually have my own camera these days. This is like for car extrication and shit like that.
Okay.
This is like the ultimate tool. The only thing I can't do with this is pull sealing. But luckily for me, we have junior guys where I could point and say, open that shit up. Let's see what's up there. But this is the ultimate tool for a truckie.
Okay.
It's a beautiful tool. When I retire, I will have one of these in my house.
Yeah.
Don't know how I'm going to get it.
So it's for like retirements. Do a lot of firefighters have one like plated or bronzed or something like that?
Most normal firefighters, when they retire, they have an axe.
Okay.
And they got an axe, and they got the years they served embroidered on the head.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't want that. I want one of these. Wife, if you're watching, hint, hint. So that's the Halligan.
Nice.
And that picture you took with the jacket and the helmet and the Halligan on, I will be talking to our friend that does the paintings, and I will be getting one of those.
Oh boy.
That was a great picture. That's the cover art that you guys clicked on our website or Facebook or YouTube. That's the thumbnail, and that was from the launch event.
Yeah, so we have an old New York fireman. We call him Fireman Kenny. He brought in some gear and a Halligan. Small fact: the helmet on the front of the box is actually a local chief of a volunteer station that is a huge Dunbarton fan. So we kind of used his helmet. Obviously, we took the numbers off and put chief and all that. But so there's quite a few firefighters that come in. Those that are allowed to smoke, right? That their insurance says they cannot. They never come in, you know.
I'm grandfathered in, so I ain't worried about that.
You are a grandfather.
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
In case you didn't catch it, Skip said you're gonna have to go work with him in Estelita, make your craft Marquette.
Listen, I'd love to go to the School of Roma.
The School of
Roma, buddy. Let me tell you something.
There you go.
I'd be in. Everybody's in.
It's on the table.
And it comes down to the humility, right? It really comes down to, and that's what I dig about Skip is, for as confident as he is in what he does, he truly believes that he wants people to be better, and that comes with the folks he makes cigars with. You know, Mitchell and them. What is it? Stepankevich, that's how you say it. Stepankevich boys. I mean, they're good people, right? And Skip helps them, but he makes sure that they have the knowledge. And anybody that works, whether it's Viso Horny or Vader, they go and they learn. They learn because he loves it. And again, when you control the different levels of the integration chain, it's nice, and you have the ability to do that and pass along that knowledge. And Skip's big about that. But man, I would love to go. Anytime you can go and learn from folks. And even look, Skip went and hung out with Ernie, right? I mean, nobody's above that. When the humility's there, it's a beautiful thing. And it's what this business, especially at the manufacturing level, is all about.
Well, and we've said it before a lot of times. If you get a chance to go to factory tours or Nicaraguan Cigar Festival or Pro Cigar and go visit cigar factories in Honduras, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, just go do it. Just go do it. It will give you a greater appreciation for the products that you enjoy on a daily basis. It really does. Just give you kind of an inside view into what goes into making these products. It's a lot of fun.
John, Dak, what do you think of the cigar?
Yeah, they're loving it.
Do you guys get as much chocolate that Steve got?
So I get chocolate, but I also get this, like, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's almost like I don't know. People usually call it like baking spices, like the kind of thing you'd put in a pumpkin bread or something like cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, that kind of thing. Not a lot of it, but it's, it's just really, like I said, that retrohale is just smooth and sweet.
Well,
and
I talked to Steve about that, and he's got that Lancaster Ligero in there, and he said it was, most Ligeros carries with it a spice, but this one was a very smooth spice that it brought to the table, and it's definitely unique. I didn't get as much chocolate, but Steve, to be honest, has probably eaten a lot more higher end chocolates than I have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Hershey's kind of guy, and I think that for me it's the jalapa. Whenever you get the jalapa filler, I get there's a sweetness that comes from the Jalapa Valley, and for me I get that sweetness, and for me it doesn't necessarily manifest as chocolate as much as he got, but again, I'm not contradicting Saka's palate. It's just, for me, it's definitely a sweetness and I get that sweet cedar type of baking spice you're talking about.
Yeah, I love that. So I have a question for you.
Yes. Is it
time?
Is it time? Sure, let's do it.
What time is it?
I think it's time.
I'm just wondering. I mean,
I have one
I'm
more
asking
question.
you guys. Yeah,
I have one more question.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, it's about 3, but one.
Yeah, actually, it's about 3.
Since you're so close to Mr. Skip Martin, when are we going to come out with Tobaccology blend?
Well, Skip just invited him.
Yeah.
I mean, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He invited you to go make a blend, so you need me to help you pay for the ticket?
Yeah, we'll help you book the ticket. We'll get you down there, brother. Just
listen, if that opportunity were ever to present itself, I would never say no. Just know that the respect and the loyalty is there. He's saying, we did Witchcraft, which was a release, but Skip obviously blended that completely, and he gave me the heavy one, by the way, to ship, the one wrapped in metal.
Also, I got a question about the shop. How did the paintings on the wall come about? Because he has paintings of people that come to the shop, people that visit. The one with Yost and Joey is one of my favorite.
I'm a big supporter of local art, man. Right, and it all goes hand in hand with this, right? How do you look at cigars? And you've said before, when you go down there, it gives you a whole new appreciation, and it really does, because farming is an art, and especially farming something that's going to be consumed, such as this, and blended, and then just the process of getting it from the farm to where it's ready to roll is an art form in itself. So for me, I love supporting local artists, and I've been blessed enough to have some in my life, and I just put murals on the wall, make it home. I don't go overboard, but at the same time, we have fun with it. There's a painting of London with oh my gosh, the names forget me here, but it's just there's things that are on the wall that mean something to me, and that's what we do. We have fun with it. Like in our bathroom, there's Tyrion Lannister shooting a crossbow at you when you sit down on the shitter, right? Like, now, for a lot of people, they don't understand that, but that's a moment, right?
Fucking awesome.
That's a moment.
I love that.
And thank you, Mike. But when Dunhill, after the bombing of Britain, Dunhill was standing. There's a picture of him sitting outside of his shop selling pipes, and behind him is the bombed out building. And rumor has it he called Churchill and said, "Your cigars are safe, sir." And for me, it represents. Listen, you can tax. We're going to fight you. I'm not giving up, but you can tax us. You can make it harder to do this, but we're going to do this because we're in this for the right reasons. And for me, that's why I wanted that on the wall. So there's various reasons why there's different art on the wall.
All right. Now, is it time?
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it is.
What's John?
Oh, what do we got here? All right, that's it. I'm making the trip, Brett. I'm making the trip.
Saw the picture.
We're going to talk about the boil too. Right after
we'll talk about the boil after this.
After. It's time.
It is now time for this week's Numero de los Muertos. And as always, Numero de los Muertos, brought to us by our friends at Smoke Inn.
I'm Steve here with the GOAT to tell you about Smoke Inn's Cigar of the Month Club. Every month, I personally handpick 5 premium cigars. Another great feature is our Double Down Club. With a simple check mark, you can get double this great selections every month and save $10. Every month, there's a special discount code where if you like any of the selections, you can get them at a special discounted rate for our Cigar of the Month Club members. We've made it super simple. All you gotta do is log into your account. There's a little green button there. If it's green, you're active. You want to take a break, going out of town, simply hit the button and you'll deactivate your membership. We get the stuff out on the 28th of every month. Our membership bills on the 28th, and we get every member's package out on the 28th if it's a shipping day. All delivered to your door for $34.95. 5 great reasons on what makes Smoke Inn Cigar of the Month Club the best club out there. Check it out. Peace.
All right. Sorry, guys. Numero de los Muertos, episode 222. So this one, I got to grab my phone here so I can pull this up.
Everybody knows how to play the game, right?
So
it's my first time.
These are it's first time.
Explain it.
So
Explain to him.
weird and unusual ways or places to die. And
the number.
we play, and I'll give a number, and Brett and our viewers and Raul and Justin and actually Dax and John we all get to play 20 questions, or you guys all get to play 20 questions to try to decipher and break down. And this one is not tonight. It's not a cause. It's a place or a set of places.
Is it fictional or is it?
It's real.
Real.
It's real.
Are we
So
on the real train?
we're on the real train.
Yeah.
So the number is between 120 and 140 people per year. And these stats go back to about 2005.
Okay, so Skip wants to kick it off with In a Closet with a belt around your neck.
120 and 140 per year.
Ain't that how carroting went?
That's probably pretty close. That's probably pretty close.
Or-
Niagara Falls.
No,
No, we already did that.
we did Niagara Falls.
What about
Okay.
Port to John in the desert?
It's not a Porta John in the desert, not a waterfall.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose waterfalls could be.
Is this like an actual city location?
No,
though, or what?
there's various locations.
Okay. What about Skip says in a porta potty? No, you said no to that. or-
Not a porta potty. So these locations are all there's a similarity to all these locations, but it's all in the United States.
Is it Justin's beard?
Hey. Oh, it was hardcore.
Sorry
about-
about that, buddy.
Like a movie theater or something.
With an ice pack acting out moving scenes.
Is it a business?
I mean, I guess
Business
technically,
location.
I guess yes,
Okay.
but most people don't think of it that way.
The El Camino.
The El Camino,
That's my guys. Just
the back of a Volkswagen.
Back of
I bet more people than 140 die in the back of a Volkswagen every year.
about on the toilet with a crossbow.
Hey, that's just one, baby. That's
Mountain
That-
climbing.
I mean, it's possible that's involved,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's not like it's not a direct.
Manholes.
No,
Is it like skiing?
it's possible also that's involved, but not
Okay.
super likely.
So is it in the mountains?
Mountains could be involved in some of these cases. Yes,
Okay. White
we're
House.
looking more for locations.
Location, the
It's
White
not,
House.
Not the Playboy
Shh,
Mansion.
no
the
one ever
White
talks
House?
about the White House murders.
Not the
Okay.
no.
Power plant.
Tino in the house.
Yeah.
Shit.
What? We'll go back. Hold up. I got to scroll back up. What the hell was that?
Which one?
A tragic pegging accident. Oh,
Plumber.
we got it.
What?
Skip Martin,
Skip Martin.
National Parks.
National Parks. Yes, Skip Martin with the win. All right, so between
Isn't there a correlation to places where there's caverns and caves? It's normally
I think
where
so.
those deaths happen.
So between 2005 and 2014, the average was between 120 and 140 people died at national parks each year. And when you break that down, the vast majority. So what would you say the cause of death was for the vast majority of those deaths?
Dumbasses getting trampled by moose or
Freezing.
buffalo.
No.
Hypothermia.
No.
Standing on. Oh shit! You broke your phone.
Broke my
Standing on a glacier.
Drowning.
Okay.
So that's the number one cause.
Whitewater rafting.
The second most prominent cause of death at national parks is vehicle accidents.
Oh, okay.
The third is people falling. The next is, sorry, this is a little dark. Suicide.
Oh, okay.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And then we have unspecified/other. That's
the moose trampling.
That's the moose trampling. Yeah. Then we have avalanche. And then we have pre-existing condition, heat exposure, cold exposure, and wildlife to round out the bottom four.
Well, at least there's somewhere pretty.
Yeah, I know. At least, hey,
Exactly.
at least there's somewhere beautiful, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But that was this week's Numero de los Muertos. All right, so jump in.
Let's talk about the boil.
The boil.
Of the boil.
The world-renowned boil.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about it. I mean,
how did this thing get started? You did say something about your friends. He was cooking for you for free and all that at first, but where did the idea come from? Where did let's put some crawfish together and smoke some cigars come from?
Well, we wanted to do something different, and everybody the host events was doing some form of barbecue or pig roast, and we wanted to just add a little flair. And we went with a few ideas. I think we've done a gator. We've done some different ideas, and we wanted something different that we could market. And there was not a lot of local, crawfish boils in the area, and we just kind of said, let's do it. And we worked on it, and you make some stuff spicy, you throw it on a table, you let everybody eat. It's a good time.
how many years has it been running now?
I think about 9. I'm not someone who counts like the 8th or 9th annual. I don't count like that, but it's been several years, man. It's a good time. We overnight crawfish the night before, purge them, and then do it up. We've been blessed that folks have made it an event to travel to, and we opened the second shop. We have about a half acre of land, which allows us the freedom to do these larger events, which has been a blessing for us. We filmed some pretty funny videos for this in the beginning to try to pump it up, and one was where we went down on one of the Civil War battlefields, and we were just putting on a show. So if you want to go back to some of the early Tobaccology IGs, you'll see some pretty good videos.
So I got to bring up this comment Brody's got on the screen right now. I teach people how to peel every year, and peel it. Eating the way that you eat your crawfish is very important.
Yes,
it is very important.
It's dirty, baby. It's dirty. It's a lovely, dirty experience.
It is,
and it helps to have a true Cajun. We've had several over the years. You always get we'll see if it's a real boil. You always get that, and then that person literally stands at the table for 4.5 hours, and Brody's one of those people, and just eats, and it's a great time, and we try not to disappoint, and it's a good time. It's a great time.
I have not had. All right, fuck it. I'm going. Let's go.
I'm going.
How about that cigar trip out
Seriously,
there? Go do a live show or what?
Just we're sitting here in a garage in Minnesota, and just talking about this, I could actually smell the boil. I could smell the Old Bay or the
andouille sausage, the potatoes, the andouille sausage,
and andouille sausage and the potato,
corn, spice. We have a few breweries come. It's a
man,
great time.
I think Minnesota's in.
We're going. That's it.
We're going for
That's
sure.
it.
But
Oh man,
what else is going on there? What else do you have there? Something like, is there something you throw, or is
that crawdad?
Is there something like that? What else is going on there besides just eating crawdaddies and smoking cigars?
We've paired up with Drew Estate for that event. Drew Estate is a good fit with that, Drew Estate and Hoya, because they have a little bit for everybody. And it has allowed us to scale that event with just that company, because they do have so many choices. But we have a cornhole tournament with trophies. There's usually, in the past few years, I brought an axe throwing. We're in traffic cone.
We got to talk about that.
Stuff happens.
Halligan throwing. You should do Halligan throwing.
It's all type of safe activities that you can do and not harm yourself, because insurance costs money.
So you got to do a breathalyzer before you throw the axe?
No, there's no breathalyzer here. So last year we have our buddy from up north, Colton, who actually played against the owner of the company and smoked him. Did you know that? Brody taught him some shit. I'm not Brody, excuse me. Colton taught him how to actually do an axe better. Yeah.
I don't doubt that, man. You guys are, man, Minnesota's a very strange place, buddy.
You have
very strange place.
You have no idea.
Listen, I do have an idea. I got Uper family, man. And it's a strangeness that is to Wisconsin and Minnesota and Upper Peninsula Michigan. It is, I mean, look at Ronnie. Even this inner city Michigan is strange, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's one of a kind people up there in the Great Lake region. And being from Erie, Pennsylvania myself, I am a part of that. So just the Appalachian side. As
somebody who was not born in the upper Midwest, I grew up in Indiana, but then I moved to Wisconsin for many years, and then I've been in Minnesota for about the last almost 30. But
you're old.
I am old. But people who were born and raised in Minnesota sometimes make fun of the movie Fargo. They say that's not realistic. That's not how they talk. Yes, it is. Damn it. Yes, it is. As somebody who was not born here, somebody who's been around a lot of people who were, especially people who were born and raised in actual, not in the Twin Cities area, but up in northern Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
That is how they fucking talk.
Yeah. I've only been here since 2007. I can attest.
Yeah, that is how people talk.
To bring it to this industry too, we've seen a change of taxation, which has brought a growth, right? And
huge.
It comes to how I ended up meeting Raul and realizing and recognizing it very early, that as soon as this happened, it was awesome what opened up for you guys up there and gals. But it's just been a great thing to witness how taxation, when it's not so harmful and egregious, how it can grow an industry.
The coolest thing is, and our one of our favorite lawmakers, state lawmakers here in Minnesota, Jim Nash, he has taken us through the numbers, and because they have all the hard data, by lowering our tax rate on premium cigars by 85%, tax revenue on premium cigars increased 20%. So they actually are getting more tax revenue because people are buying more cigars in the state of Minnesota. And I just want more states out there to get the memo that they're, if they just lighten up on some of their citizens a little bit, they're probably going to see some good dividends from it.
So we need some more Brett and no more Jim Nashes in the U.S.
Yes,
be pushing this stuff, right?
Yes,
the retro hail on his cigar is fucking phenomenal,
isn't it?
Oh yeah,
it is.
It is phenomenal.
I love it.
Yeah.
And if you were,
when feels good.
Steve gave me two choices, and I hadn't smoked them. He just gave me two Vitola choices, and he even agrees. He said you chose the right one, and got lucky. Again, in Saka we trust.
So tell us, if we're going back to the Halligan, which I did, but tell us how many boxes you have, how close to selling out are you?
How do people get them?
Where do we get these things?
How do people get them?
Well, listen, the way it works is you really don't have any control. You have discussions, but when you're a virgin like we were, you just are kind of along for the ride. Whatever they were comfortable making us, they made. It was somewhere around 300 boxes. And then what he does is he's kind enough to make bundles, which allows us to use them. I say us, obviously Ronnie's pretty much the gleaming example of that, of to use the bundles to sell more core and get the blend out there. We have almost sold out. We have a few left, but we are waiting to make sure all the shipments land before we make any of those available. And I saved some because there's a lot of requests. Firefighter, my daughter's marrying a firefighter, his whole family's firefighters. Obviously they should have a cigar at that wedding, right? And there's things you want to keep back for, but for the most part the boxes are sold out right now. But that being said, we will be putting up samplers on the website, on our Facebook group, Tobaccology Worldwide. And it's just the support shown and smoking it and giving feedback to Steve and Dunbarton is what you want, because that's what spurs hopefully in the future being able to do this again.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing my ass off back here. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Vault.com.
Go on Facebook and find Tobaccology and Tobaccology.com. Is that correct?
Yes, just realize that again, and I've said this if you've been paying attention to the selling of how the Halligan went. I'm an in-store, in-person seller of cigars.
Right,
That's the
exactly.
business which I have built. I have not committed like a lot of folks have to bettering myself and online presence other than the social medias. So it's one of those things where I'm getting better. I'm working on it. We're adding things, adding brands. I hate carrying something I don't have in the store. So having that integration of website to POS systems, it just takes time. And so it's one of those things where, yes, that's it. But listen, in the end, it's just like Tommy said. If you need, a couple weeks ago, if you need something, just message out, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I answer all the socials now. We're not too big for me to not have to do that. So just kind of message, and we'll get something together for you.
Put Dave's up, would you? Dave Floyd's. So we got ours today at 3:00. And we are smoking it right now, all 5 of us, and no one's had a problem.
Yeah, it's smoking great.
Smoking great.
Listen, listen, Steve will be the first one to tell you, man, it's a hand-rolled product, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are issues, right? And I'll tell you
Sure.
this. I love the Hoyt, Nicaragua factory, right?
Yes.
They are quintessential professionals, right? From the top, from Dr. Cuenca and Juan, all the way down to every single roller I've ever met there, person that's been involved. They are professionals, and Steve wouldn't be with them if they didn't do a great job. And with these releases, they spend a time at customs, getting to customs and getting to wherever the company is, and then getting to us, and then it takes me another week. We try to put them in humidification. It doesn't always stay. So there's nothing wrong with smoking one, to get it out of the way, not judging it accordingly, and then putting the rest of the way, getting them in good shape a week or two, and then truly enjoying them over the next few months, because they're not going to get worse with time.
Yeah, it's legit.
So if you guys don't know, I text Brett, make sure he was going to get on the show, and if he was going to come, because we had talked about maybe him coming to Minnesota and me showing him around some shops, and we couldn't work it out. But I'm like, all right, now that we're done with the business part, personally, how many boxes did you put away from me in my hat? And his response was, shut your disgusting mouth.
Yeah.
That was your response to me,
That's
buddy.
the right response. That's the right response, Brett. Fuck that guy.
It's an insult. He insulted me. He insulted me, right? I mean, he insulted me. You get what you get, right? You get what you get. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes.
I fucking love that response. I showed it to a few people.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it. All right, so let's move into the lightning round.
Let's do it.
All right, lightning round is brought to us by our friends at J.C. Newman Cigar Company, America's oldest family-owned premium cigar maker, creators of the popular Brick House, Perla Del Mar, Diamond Crown, and The American. J.C. Newman Cigar Company operates out of their 112-year-old El Reloj Cigar Factory in historic Cigar City, Tampa, Florida. For more information on their cigars or visitor experience, please visit jcnewman.com. All right, Brett, if you could hear the thoughts of one living person for 10 minutes, who would it be and why?
I knew you were going to ask, and I've been giving this a lot of thought. And honestly, for me, it would be to know some things. So for me, it would be someone like maybe General Petraeus, someone who's been a chief as well as the CIA in number one in command. So for now, I'm probably going to go with Petraeus because he's still alive.
That's a great answer. Eli, MC, I'm sorry, MC. Nope, I can't get on. I mean,
insider jokes.
I can't get on board with that. All right. If you were about to get into a fight, what would your soundtrack music be?
I don't know. I'm so excited. I'd be so excited. So
to get in a fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have. Let me ask you a question. Have you been punched in the face before?
Yes. Look at his face. Yes.
Many times.
I know. Right? I mean, it's just there's an adrenaline that comes with it that you just can't replace. And it's been a long time. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, I like the Simples, the Tommies, the Enter Sandman, but I don't really have a theme song because I'm just going to be pumped up. Honestly, for me, it's going to go black anyway. So it's going to be just dull noise. So for me, there is no soundtrack. I want pure silence. You ever been in one of those? You want to been in one of those pods? One of those sensory deprivation pods.
I used to. Yeah.
And it's an egg, and you lay back in salt water. That's what it's like for me.
I worked at a place where they had one of those sensory deprivation rooms with the soundproofing cones and everything, because they would test engines to see how loud the engines were. And if you were to go in that room, and it's one of those rooms where like you literally, if you're in there for more than like 5 minutes, you start going crazy with the lights off. I mean, it's like the silence is deafening. That's it.
Like that too.
I want to go in one of those tanks someday.
Nope.
No?
Dude, the voices in my head would drive me fucking nuts. Shut up.
I have a good relationship. So it wouldn't be a bad thing.
Justin.
Well, hold on. I want you to do the fast food question first.
So what's the
Brad?
we don't have to only do 3. We can do more.
Yeah.
So what is the most overrated fast food and the most underrated fast food in your opinion?
And we know Brad loves fast food.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, you just made a run.
Fast food. I did. The most overrated fast food would probably, to me, be majority of people's French fries. The majority of the company's French fries are overrated. To be honest with you, I'm going to say spicy chicken sandwiches are probably the most overrated. If I got to pick one thing, right, not a type of fast food, I would say probably spicy chicken sandwiches are overrated to me.
Yeah,
they're overrated. And
is there anybody who has a decent spicy chicken sandwich?
Yeah,
I mean, from like big major conglomerates.
Yeah, I don't enjoy any of them. I've eaten them all. I just don't enjoy any of them. Underrated for me personally is the Chick-fil-A peach milkshake. It comes out every year, and for me, it is drastically underrated. For me, I absolutely love there are people that if they go there on the way to the shop, they're bringing me one. Yeah.
Peach milkshake. We used
Chick-fil-A.
to make homemade peach ice cream when I was a kid.
Yeah, you'll enjoy this. Little chunks of peach in there.
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah. And Mike's right. The Gobbler Bowl is pretty good from Wawa. It's not mainstream, but
I've never been to Wawa.
From Wawa are.
That's another reason to go down to the boil.
Never been to Wawa.
Listen, all right. Let me turn the tables here on this. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What would make you, if you worked in fast food and you worked in the drive-thru? Because I've thought about this, and I've gone to a drive-thru in many forms of dress, many situations. What would make you change your mind about someone? What would make you judge someone if you saw them as you were providing them in a drive-thru in their car?
If they were butt naked.
Would that? See, that I wouldn't change my view of them. That doesn't bother me. but nudity doesn't bother me. So what
No,
would make
No, I'm
you
not.
change
It's not a negative.
them?
It's not negative. If I seen them naked, I'd be like, "Oh, you want some extra fries? You want extra shake? A little milkshake brings the boys to the yard."
I
don't
need
know.
more context on the question, Brett. So are you saying like if they if I get a certain impression of them right off the bat?
It is for lack of a Fight Club reference, it is a single serving moment of interaction, right? You judging, it's all first impression. You're working at a drive-through, you see hundreds and hundreds of people every week that come through there. What's the thing that you would see that you would be like, oh, it could be good, it could be bad? What's the thing you would see that you'd be like, damn?
All right, so I got it. So when they pull up, what's playing on their stereo in their car?
Ooh. Okay.
And if it's like, you know, if they look a certain way, or they got a certain vibe themselves, but all of a sudden they're playing like I don't know, like smooth jazz or like I don't know, audiobooks about philosophy on their car stereo, then I'm immediately the script is flipped upside down. Yeah.
Okay.
Put up Dave's one real quick.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Hey, Dave, that's for you, buddy. I love you, but that's for you. This little fat finger right here.
That's a wiener right there. That's a wiener.
It's a sausage.
It says we covered in tats and listen to Taylor Swift.
Hey,
Do it all the time.
honestly, yeah. I mean, if somebody's got like piercings, like basically all over their face, and they're listening to like Taylor Swift or Enya
or Brett and his Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Are you saying you're not a Swiftie?
What's that?
Are you saying you're not a Swiftie?
Hey, bro, I got a teenage daughter. Of course I listen to Taylor Swift. You know, that's how I roll. All right, Justin, hit him with the last one.
So, Brett, zombie apocalypse is coming. You get 3 people from the cigar industry to be on your zombie hordes apocalypse team. Who would you pick and why?
All right. One qualifying question. Does industry mean people that come into my shop, or are we talking people that work within the industry?
It means people who make their living from the cigar industry.
Okay. All right. So I've given this a lot of thought, and I've thought about how do I fit into a team in this setting. And I am someone who in that situation would want to kill, right? I want to kill. I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to create the next level of growth and run the children of wherever we end up. So I'm going to make my list accordingly around the fact that I want to do what I want to do. Number 1, I'm bringing Ronnie from Secreto, and here's why.
Really?
Yes, and hear me out here.
Okay.
Number one, he's angry. He's deep down, seated inside his soul. He's angry, right? Now, and I can relate to that level of anger.
I like that.
And I love him for that. But on top of that, he's funny, as well as he's just a guy who can sell anything. So if we have to sell the community, if we have to barter anything, he's my guy. You know, right? He'll be my guy. He'll be my guy. You got me.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that pick.
Now,
that's good.
Number 2, gosh, I've really thought about this a lot. Number 2, I'd probably say I want to bring someone like, you know, it's weird because you need someone who can run the whole darn thing. Yes. And is okay running the whole darn thing. Yeah. Because they've been everywhere. And really, I think I'm gonna bring someone like Skip, right? Well, albeit I don't think he's gonna run the 40 faster than me, so that could come in handy. I do believe that if we need to fill a team, I think he's going to fill a lot of boxes on that team. From leadership to being able to organize the whole darn thing. And then honestly, the last one, it could be anybody. The last one, it truly could be anybody. I'm going to leave that one open because there's so many people for different reasons. But
and
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I want to give you one wild card too, because
Yeah.
because you were talking about people who don't necessarily, like maybe some of your customers or people who don't work in the cigar industry. I want to give you a wild card.
Yeah.
So, because it seems like you had somebody on deck in your mind that you were thinking of, from maybe your customer base or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we got a recon guy. He runs one of the largest bail bonds companies here. And he's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy. He's
Yes.
the guy. He's the guy.
Yes.
I mean, he's just his stories, you know, there's so much, but he's that guy. Everybody who comes in the shop knows what I'm talking about. And he's that guy that you'd want. He's that guy, you know. I wish I could be that guy. I'm not that guy, you know, but he's that guy. And yeah, hands down. We got a few of those guys too, right? We got some 18 series that come in the shop that could fill that void. There's several guys that have a mix of anger and professionalism that you'd want in that situation.
Well, if he's a bail bondsman, he's on my list.
Yeah.
I mean, those people have seen some shit.
I'm thinking like that. What's that guy with the blonde hair that?
Oh, bull, yeah.
Dog the bounty hunter.
Dog the bounty hunter.
I'm thinking that kind of guy when he's talking right now.
I promise you, he's not that guy. much scarier. Much scarier than that guy.
All right. Let's jump into this week's Notable Smokables, brought to us by Luciano Cigars. Notable cigars, notable passion, notable purpose. All right. So, Brett, each week we all name a cigar that we smoked recently that was notable to us. Now, this could be a cigar that's been on the market for decades that we smoked for the first time in a long time, or a cigar that's brand new to the market that we smoked for the first time ever. So what is something you smoked recently that really caught your interest?
Yeah, well, you know, recently that's new would be the Cinco de Cinco.
Yes.
From Hoyt, Nicaragua. It's a good blend. I'm not going to lie. It's a little on the pricey end, and I'm comfortable saying that, right? I get this. I can say that. I feel that way. But I'll say this. It's a good smoke. You know, what they did is they took all the data they collected from the cigar safaris. And if you haven't been on a cigar safari, you get to go to cigar safari, you go to Hoya, you go to Drew Estate, a bunch of tobaccos are laid out in front of you. You get to try them individually. You get to, from your knowledge, you get to smell them. You get to burn them. You get to put something together. And what they did is they took all that data and they analyzed that data. And what they've done is they've created, you know, a cigar with the most chosen wrapper and binder and fillers. And yes, they had to tweak it, right? This isn't a program where they got lucky and they just put them exactly in there, but they worked on it. But it's a good solid blend for the people, by the people, right? And it's just something that is new. And quite frankly, I happen to buy a lot of. So I want to sell them, but they are a good cigar, Cinco. And, you know, again, there's a lot of cigars that fit the aged one, right? And for me, it's a Vitola thing, right? It's the reason I have a love affair with Skip's Aquitaine Anthropology, right? I like earthy. I like earthiness. I love a lot of Oscar stuff. Obviously, the house Oscar makes for me is unbelievable. Yes. So for me, there's a lot of cigars, again, that I keep around. And I can't stress that enough. If you enjoy it, life is too short to not buy several. And you don't have to start out with a box. You can buy 3 to 5 and always have them in your humidor until you can afford a box or find one. But it's just what it's about, is smoking what you want. And those are the things that I want. So my answer is not anybody else's answer. As you guys know, that's why we do this. It's a great bit. But for me, it's those cigars, a little bit of stuff that I make or that people make for me. And it's just the people that I like smoking, right? And the stuff I like to smoke.
Yeah. Raul, you're notable this week.
Mine is a cigar coming out of Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Whoa.
Green Bay.
Whoa.
It's called the Lovely.
Okay.
But it's his new release, and it's the number 162. And it's named after the union that started making cigars. It has a unique flavor.
Yeah.
I couldn't put it down. I smoked it to the nub. And I was very impressed with it. And that's mine.
Very cool.
It's the one with the green label.
Justin, what about you this week?
This week, I think my most notable for the week was the Dissident soapbox that I had from an event like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, grab that one today.
Yeah.
It was good. It's even better with age. So yeah,
Nice.
I have a couple of them old ones.
yeah.
I was
this
cool
is
with
the
them
old one before
dissonant
them.
boys.
Yeah. This
We
is
drove.
before.
We drove out to the Midwest to visit a few shops. Like I needed to see Christian Hudson there in Springfield, just
Yeah.
for him and his wife. Like I had heard about it, and I was like, I'm going out there. I want to visit them Outlaw Boys because I thought there's a lot of respect there. They're doing their thing, and I stopped and saw them Dissonant Boys. That shop they had that was on that golf course. Like the golf course pulled right up. It was silly, but I got in the Dissonant limo. They're good guys. And I don't know too much about the new owners, but the old guys that are good people.
I have one left.
Yeah.
Of the original, the old Dissonant block.
Okay. Yeah.
In the Lancero
this
size.
was the soapbox from back then before Synonym took over. So it was the one of the last events before they took over at Ramsey when I met you, I think, around then.
Yeah. Well, that was still when Ben Holt had it. So that was still like the new.
Oh, okay,
Dissonant.
got you. Yeah.
But back in the day, like when Gordon and I don't remember the other guy's name, but when they had it.
Yeah. Gordon's good people, by the way.
And Gordon's a super cool guy. But I love the new cigars too. The old blends, they were just different blends.
Okay.
But they were still really, really good blends. Nice. I have one left of the block. Like it's sort of like a Lancero, like a long Lonsdale. It's not really like a 38 ring gauge. Yeah. It's like a box press 42 or something like that. But legit super good cigar. Yeah. I have one left in my humidor that I'm saving.
It's interesting because those guys were some of the first to bring in that pop culture.
Yeah.
That you see a lot with Pravada right now. And what he's doing. It was, if you looked at what they were doing with the gaming look, and it was unique. Well, not unique, but you get what I'm saying. It was unique in the sense of bringing that my age pop culture to the industry.
I mean, it was a cool concept where the foot band says press start. And then when you're done smoking it, you take off the main band, and on the back of the main band, it says game over. It was cool. It was fun. I like that. Nice. I'm going to put our in-studio friends on the spot. Dax, something you smoked recently that you liked a lot.
The Red Meat Lovers Club?
Red Meat Lovers. Nope. John.
Is he awake?
John, wake up.
I had a Room 101 12th anniversary.
Room 101 12th?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Perfecto? Or the
that was the Perfecto, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's
I still the new one, the 14th. I cannot
that
stop smoking those. I cannot stop smoking them. They're so
honestly
good.
I have not had, and I carry Boot. I've gotten so consumed with the end of the year being what it is for me that I haven't really dove into.
You need to smoke one tomorrow, brother.
That 14 is incredible.
What's your notable smoke?
So my notable was a lovely gift from you. So you went to Lazona-Palooza with Hector and Jack and all the wonderful people at Espinosa Cigars, and Hector threw a bundle of 10-year-old 601 green labels at you.
I'll bring you one.
And the cellophane was like the color of a hooker's asshole.
Yes, it was.
No, but it was
I still have the cello. I kept the cello.
The cellophane. The cellophane was the darkest brown cellophane I've ever seen on a cigar.
It looked like it was fake.
It did look like it was fake. But the cigar. I mean, we smoked it pregame when we had Hector and Jack on the show a couple weeks ago, and after 10 years, that cigar still had so much spice and depth of flavor. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, we smoked it last week. Yeah, they were on the show 3 weeks ago, right?
Man, some of their initial stuff was brutal.
Yeah,
brutal strong.
Yeah, incredible.
It still had bite to it and everything. 10 years old, it still had a fucking nice bite to it.
It really did.
I'll bring you one in April.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
I said I'll bring you one in April. You will smoke it and you will like it.
I've been to the factory, man. They're good people. They're welcoming.
Yeah.
Good people. They got this stairwell that you got to be careful at, man. If you're above 5'8" and you walk up this stairwell, you got to crunch in to get out to the patio. It's a heck of a time.
I'm used to ducking, getting under doorways. It's okay.
Yep.
All right, so that was this week's Notable Smokables, brought to us by Luciano Cigars, improving lives through fine cigars. Visit lucianocigars.com to learn more. All right, guys, we have some coming attractions to let you know about in the next few weeks on How About That Cigar Live. Those are brought to us by our friends at AJ Fernandez. Born and raised in Cuba, AJ Fernandez now produces unparalleled premium cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua. The AJ Fernandez portfolio of cigars provides blend strength and flavor profiles to match the preferences of any premium cigar consumer. Whether it's New World, Dias de Gloria, San Latano, Enclave, or Bellas Artes, you are sure to be satisfied with a premium cigar from AJ Fernandez. All right, guys, next week on November 20th, we have none other than Jeremiah Mirabel from the family that grows and produces this fantastic Cameroon tobacco. And
where will he be at?
I think he's going to be, honestly, I don't know. It'll be cool to find out when he's on the show. Okay. So I don't know where he's going to be coming to us from, but it's going to be a good time. And then on November 27th, closing out the month of November, as Raul mentioned already, we have Mike from Lovely Cigars, based right there in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I thought some Packers stuff that night, huh?
Yeah, I'll be wearing my Packers gear that night. You know, definitely. I got to represent, but you know, even though my team sucks right now, I'm still going to represent. You know, it's all good. Brett, man, thank you so much for being on the show. If you would please give our listeners and viewers an idea, where is the best place for them to keep up with everything going on with Tobaccology?
Interwebs, social media interwebs, best place. IG is what we have the most fun with, trying to be us, put on a show. We share that to Facebook, obviously. Like many folks, we have our own little group called Tobaccology Worldwide. Yes, it's a play on Prestige Worldwide, just to be fun. It's a good time. We obviously the website, tobaccology.com, but if you have anything you want or you're curious, follow us on those. We do put most of our events up on Facebook events. And we do have, you know, we can get you on email lists and things like that. But for the most part, the social media webs is place at Tobaccology, everything. I got it all.
When, and tell us about, I got to beat it again, the boil. It is in April.
Yeah. So the best time to have a crawfish boil, you learn when you get into this world, is a month where there's an R in the middle of the word, or the name of the month. For example, January, February, March, April. Those are the best months. So we have tried this in March and April, and it sleeted one year. So we moved it to the absolute last Saturday of April every year. So you can count on it, clockwork, rain or shine. Last Saturday, we do tents and all that. There's plenty of hotels around the area if you're coming in from out of town. All are welcome, and we'll have some fun. That's it. Come hungry.
We should be recovered by PCA. Yeah, we'll be recovered.
Listen, we'll be there too. So it'll be easier this year than next year, because anything can happen down in Louisiana, brother.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, next year,
New Orleans.
That's a whole other ball of wax that I gotta work out one of these days soon. But no, man, Brett, brother, we had a blast tonight with you on the show, man. Thank you so much,
brother. Happy you decided to do the show.
Absolutely. And listen, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and you're making it fun. And I want you to know that we're watching.
Thank you, brother.
I mean that. And it's fun to see the growth that's happened, and keep it genuine, keep it you, keep it real. And above all else, have fun with it, what you guys are doing, because it matters and it shows, right? Just keep having fun. And thank you for doing the Hidden Gems series. This is big for us small shop owners, because it's hard. It's hard, with the level of advertising we can and can't do. It's hard to get it out there. So I again, thank you very much for my whole team, everybody, Prem and Plumber and all the boys and all the girls that come into the shop. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
So for all our viewers and listeners, guys, thank you so much for watching How About That Cigar Live. Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, take just a minute, click on all those beautiful buttons, the subscribe button, the like button. It really does make a difference for us, and we thank you guys so much for it. If you're listening on the audio podcast, make sure to give us a big, fat, beautiful 5-star rating, because that also makes a big difference for us, and we really do appreciate it. If you have questions for any of us, you can email us on the website, howaboutthatcigar.com. Be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media outlets. On all those, you'll find us at HBT Cigar. And of course, until we see you guys next time, burn cigars,
Not bridges.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars. Any comments, opinions, viewpoints, or statements presented or uttered by guests on the HBTC podcast, HBTC live video streams, and all other media from HBT Media LLC are solely those of the individual and do not necessarily represent the opinions or viewpoints of How About That Cigar or its parent company, HBT Media LLC, any of our advertising partners, or the premium cigar industry. The primary purpose of How About That Cigar is to entertain and to encourage activity and growth within the community of people who enjoy or want to learn about the enjoyment of premium cigars.